Hello there. I'm Joe Ruggiero, and welcome to my podcast, Inspired, and the people who inspire me. Well, today we have a little bit of interesting details about how people tick. And with me is Dee Ann Lee. And the reason I met Dee Ann is she does a Bible study. And what impressed me about her is that she doesn't preach. She has an ability to let you talk and kind of analyze what you're thinking. So I would like to ask you, and if you want to talk about your background, you were a deacon of a church. You're also very active in church affairs, and which I think is interesting. But you've talked to a lot of people. And you've gotten to find what makes them tick. What's happening out there right now, in your opinion?
The way I find out what's happening out there is by listening. I listen to what they have to say. I welcome them in to my world, if you will, and help them get straightened out in their thinking as they move forward because of where we are living.
And what do you think that thinking is in terms of politics, religion, lifestyle, marriages, love, romance? I mean, it covers all our being.
Well, where I live, it is a little bit of everything. You got a little bit of everything there. So I try and meet people where they are. It doesn't do any good if they meet me where I am. I want to find out where they are, what are they, what makes them happy, what makes them sad or worried, something like that, and then I stand with them, I walk with them, and help them try to understand what they're going through.
Can you generalize and say 50% of the people have lost interest in God, or 50% have marriages that didn't work?
I haven't experienced that so much at all. I try not to get into marriages and things like that that are personal. I just want to be there because there's fear involved. There's fear involved in where I live. And it takes a while for some people to get into it and feel comfortable with it. I want them to be feeling comfortable and welcome.
And
to
you
be where
do
they
that. But tell me about your childhood. You weren't that way.
I was a shy little person. I would hide behind my mom's skirt. I did not start out talking as much as I talk now.
And what made that happen? Curiosity.
Time, I suppose, time. I don't know. I've been in Bible studies for years now, too, and that has opened me up. And it's gone from coming in the first time to having a much broader oversight of the group that I was with, that kind of thing. So I'm in charge of things, and it's comfortable for me now. Somewhere along the line, that switch went on, and it's given me a voice.
Well, the thing that impresses me is the community we live in now.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people from all over the United States, Canada, and yet we've nicknamed you the official greeter.
Yeah.
You welcome them, you make them feel at home. I've even seen you escort people around as if you represent the organization. But what made you do that? What made you feel that there was a necessity for that?
I try to put myself in their shoes. They're coming in. They don't know anybody in the area where we are at all, or how it's going to work or anything. They're oftentimes nervous or afraid or worried. I just want to be there and let them know that there's somebody who can listen to them, to hear what their challenges are.
And I think you do it with sincerity, that people trust you. Have you ever thought of selling used cars?
Well, that hasn't been top on my list, but I guess I could go that direction. But no, I have not.
Well, you have a trust in you that people will tell you something that they may not tell someone else. And there is a fear, I think, with the turmoil that's going on in the world. And how can we adjust that? How do you feel? I know that you begin your lectures with setting a tone, with either quoting from the Bible or mentioning a book of John or what have you. But that's it. Then you back off and let them speak. That takes a lot of structure, I would say.
I think I have always been a person, well, since I was after my teens and forward, a talker. I talk a lot. And I try and reach people where they are. It's not about me at all. You have to listen, because otherwise you don't know where they're coming from. They might say something here or there, but you have to listen to see what side of the road they're on and meet them there. You don't have to agree with it, but you do need to be there to hold them up, walk with them on their path a little bit, whatever it takes to kind of build their system up into the world, to be able to go into the world, and it's okay to see all these people that you don't know. I don't know how I'm going to get to know them. You know, I'm worried. We have all those kinds of issues going on. I just want to make them comfortable. And I want to make myself open to them. If they want to come and talk to me, that's fine. I don't press it, but I'm there.
And it seems like people are attracted to you, to tell them or tell you their stories.
Yeah.
And there are so many stories.
Each one is unique.
That's right.
One is unique.
That's right. What other advice may you have about people who want to talk politics? I've seen you handle this, and you're very polite, but you don't say much. People want to get into, it reminds me of college days. People want to get into religion. People want to get into politics. People feel very energized when they have a new ear that listens to them. How do you handle that? You guide people.
I guide people, but it's interesting. Years ago, I was in a Japanese store type of thing, and you can get your food there, or you can buy things from that little grocery area, whatever. But when I went to pay once for my lunch that day, I asked her how much. She told me, and I had the money in my hand and put it forward, but she didn't take it out. She let me hand it into her. And that's what I have taken as my approach to people that are nervous about things. They're not sure about things. Let them answer in their time.
Yeah, which I think is great, because you don't put yourself into them. And I think it's very interesting about Japan or the Japanese culture. I did not want to go to Japan for HGTV, but my daughter encouraged me to do it. I was very, very impressed with, typical American crew. They come in, they start hanging lights, and they're ready to go, and they're wiring you for sound. And the gentleman whose house we were covering said, just let's sit down. Let's have a cup of tea. Let's discuss what you're going to do, what you're looking to do, and what you want from me. And then we'll go about setting up the lights, et cetera, et cetera. I thought that was so brilliant. Many people don't do it. They just a bull in a candy shop.
Yeah, that's true. It's not respectful to push things on anybody. I don't like to have it pushed on me. And most people would like to at least have an idea of what you're trying to tell them.
Right.
And they figure it out pretty quickly. They get comfortable with me, it seems, when I'm talking to people. They seem comfortable with that.
Have you ever dealt with an environment like we're going through now?
No.
And do you think that it's new technology that is causing some of the pain, or is it easing it?
Which one? That's a really good question. Are you talking the bigger sphere of the world we live in? It's pretty upset. It's upside down, I think, personally. A lot of it is upside down.
How can we help right-side it?
Stop thinking about ourselves first would be a good one. Try and not fix things, but make things easier. I don't know, how do you say that? You let the soup cool off before it burns your lips. You got to wait for that to happen before you can get what you want to get.
And yet you don't want to hide your dreams
No.
or your aspirations
No.
or the things that you feel are important to you. I know that we have a couple of people that we know that are braggarts. And that's not good because they're so busy telling you about what they have achieved that they don't give you an opportunity. Mm-hmm. But you have a great ability of soliciting that information. And is it thought out? Now, I see you prepare when you're doing your Bible studies. What is it that you prepare? An outline?
Preparing for a teaching, as I would call it, preparing for that, you still have to meet the people on their level. I don't play anybody down. They come from all different levels. Some of them have a deep belief, some of them really don't, and everything in the middle. But you need to be respectful of people. It just boils down to common sense. Be respectful of them. Mm-hmm. And listen to them. And if it's a difficult person to talk with, do the best you can to offer whatever you have to offer.
Well, I've seen you operate, and I think that what we are going through in terms of people coming into this community, it's like a microcosm of what's going on in the world.
Absolutely.
People don't know where to go. No. They don't know what to do.
No.
How would you encourage? Now, I think it was so cute the way you came into this room that we're sitting in, evidently the beautiful Calabasas Country Club, and you were like a child in a candy store. You said, oh, look at all the beautiful nature. Why, do people destroy nature? How do you keep that childlike approach?
You just, it's simple. So often I think people go out there and make a big thing of something, not necessarily of themselves, but it's bigger than life. Yeah, but what about my life? My life is a little microcosm of what everyone else is going through on earth. And as far as I'm concerned, I want to leave back behind me as I go forward something that is positive for the people that I've been engaged with.
And what would that be? That's got to be religious.
It doesn't have to be religious. It can be kindness.
Uh-huh.
It can be, we've got a couple of people that are fearful of where they are now, where they're living now. It's scary to them. But just calmness. It's like a mother holding a child, a baby. You just have to make them comfortable. Mm-hmm. But they have to make the change to become comfortable. I'm just offering it to them. They don't have to take it out of my hand. I'm just offering the idea.
Now, if I could get a little personal, and I don't mean to overstep this, but you have lost a daughter. And it was a painful thing for you because she was sick for a couple of years. Mm-hmm. In my situation, my son was just gone. One day he was alive, the next minute he was gone. How did you learn any lessons there? Did it stretch your belief in a divine providence that your daughter was taken for a purpose?
I believe that. I bore two daughters. She was the older one. I have a younger one still alive. As you know, my religion, my faith is strong in what I believe. And my older daughter who passed also had that strength. When she moved to a different city, first thing she did was looking for a church, mm-hmm. which surprised me. I didn't know that was where she was going with that. I knew she believed, but it was a very large step forward, I thought. The younger one still does not believe. Hmm. And my thoughts at the time when my older daughter passed were, if I have to lose a daughter, I'm glad I lost the one that had the faith, because there's still hope for the other one.
That's a very interesting approach.
It might not happen, but that's my prayer.
Was your husband, her father, alive at that time?
He died 5 years later, 10 years later, actually. He died 10 years later. She died in 2005, and he was in 2015 when he died.
How did he take it?
Well, how did he take the death?
Yeah.
We were at her house. My daughter died in her home. And at midnight, basically, it was all over. And the first thing I had to do was race for the front door and scream.
Yeah.
Because that's where my heart was. And my husband said, "You can't do that. You can't do that. This is a neighborhood. You're going to wake people up." And he was right. I still had that inside of me. But we go home. It's an hour's drive. Speechless. We were empty. Both of us were empty. So we go in, put our pajamas on, go to bed. I lay my head on the pillow, and a voice comes into my head. "Lord, I trust you. I don't understand, but I trust you anyway." And my first thought was, where did that come from? It didn't come from me. Mm-hmm. I was not in any kind of shape to make that kind of an idea. I got up and wrote it down because I didn't want to forget it. Made a big impression on my faith walk, basically.
I think that there are whispers that we get, and I get them in the middle of the night. There are also, and I don't believe in numbers, but I've learned to, that what are the strong numbers? And I believe that the deceased send us messages, but we have to be aware when they come and how they come. And there was a woman in our community. She was Italian, and her name was Angelina, and her mother called her Angel. And I met her, and she said, "My name is Angel." I thought, uh-oh, listen clearly. And it turns out that her son was best friends with my son, who's deceased, and that he was coached by my son. Now, what are the chances of that? And I can remember on this very room when I interviewed a man, and he was recommended by somebody, and I didn't know why I was interviewing this guy. And at the end of the interview, he said, "Are you Joey's dad?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "You're an excellent father." That was the message. He was bringing me a message, and he had known my son from AA. And these messages keep coming up, but you have to be aware of them, because they do communicate.
Mm-hmm. They do.
So what makes you happy?
What makes me happy? There's very little that doesn't make me happy, actually. I go through life with positive outlook. You know, there's a lot of things that are negative in our lives, you know, with deaths and things like that, partings. I just celebrate every day. I've got another day here.
Right.
And I'm grateful for it. I go out and I spread whatever cheer I have in my heart. If my heart is kind of empty, I kind of go back later, and when I am reaffirmed that, yeah, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. But I'd like to be a happy person. I'd like to celebrate that, share it with people.
I think it means a lot to people. I can remember the story of Mary Pickford, who was one of our silent screen stars, and her mother had a lot of influence on her. And she said, "You know, Mary, you should smile more to people, because it's not going to cost you anything, and it's going to make them feel wonderful." And I think that that's very true. People are not smiling. There's an anger out there. I don't know what it is, and I don't know what it's causing. Maybe it's confusion.
I think you've got confusion, I think you've got anger, and I think you've got fear.
Yeah.
So the smiles are not there.
Yeah. But I think a smile goes a long way to making people feel better.
A smile and an arm around the shoulder for
That's
somebody
true.
who needs a little
Pickup.
prop.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you don't ever try to solve problems. I've noticed you. You make the individual solve their own problems. Many times they don't know how, but you guide them. And I think that that's needed in this day and age.
Well, with some of the people that I'm engaging with, they can't do everything they used to be able to do. They're hampered one way or another. So I try to be gentle with them. Offer, put an arm on their shoulder or something to encourage them, something to pick them up a little bit, something to make them feel good when they don't really feel good. Mm-hmm. But at least it raises the thought that it isn't so bad after all. And it might be really bad, but at least I've got somebody on me right now saying, you know what, I'm happy to sit next to you. I'm happy to help you. I love talking with you, whatever it is.
I think that I've noticed that this generation, there's a wonderful gift of caregiving that they have. And I don't know whether it came from respect for their parents, but it's a real gift. Mm-hmm. And to be able to give care takes a special individual. And I've just noticed that there are a lot of young generation that seem to be very comfortable with that. Is it just my own observance? Am I totally wrong?
I think, don't we all seek that? Don't we all seek some kind of reinforcement on who we are and what we're doing and what we should do?
We do, but there aren't people that know how to even begin to give care.
Just say hello. Put an arm on their shoulder. It doesn't take much.
Yeah, that's true too. But I don't know whether it's a trend or whether something's happening that I'm not aware of. But I just think that they are spreading goodwill, and it is a gift to be able to give care to other individuals. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I could. I try, but...
Well, you take beautiful care of your wife. I know that. Seriously. I know you're laughing, but
crazy about her.
Well, of course you are, but you also take care of her. It isn't just taking care of her. You love her.
Yeah.
So you'll do anything to help her feel better or be happier or whatever it is that she needs.
That's very good observance. Yeah. It's very true.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that we could all take care of one another. It would be a different world out there, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
There'd be no killings.
And it can start where we live right now, right?
Let it begin with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Any other advice for the people listening, looking for some direction?
Keep your eyes open. Look for the positive in life. There's a lot of positives in life. What we're hearing is all the noise in the background. But you can make positivity in your life. You can befriend someone. You can do something nice. They can do something nice to you. That's what we need to celebrate. Be nice.
And you also say, listen, I sat at breakfast with 4 people that didn't have their hearing aids on. What an annoyance that was. I mean, how... right down. But, it's like talking to a wall.
Yeah.
We've got to use the devices that are given to us to appreciate what other people are saying. And I think that's what I took away. But
well, just getting back to the small Bible group that I have, there is one there in particular. She can't hear me. She comes every week, but she can't hear me. She sits there politely, but she can't hear me.
Was she picking up vibes? Or?
I don't know what she picks up. I need to actually sit with her and see what level I can reach her on at some point.
That would be a good thing.
In fact, maybe if it takes writing it down, then I'll take writing it down.
Maybe she's looking at the reaction of the people who are in the room.
She doesn't look away. She looks at me, that's all. And there's people here and people there.
Maybe she reads lips.
I don't have that feeling that she does. I think she just can't hear, so she can't participate.
Yeah.
But she comes. So.
And there is language, sign language.
Well, I hope somebody else knows it because I don't.
Yeah. Well, there are people that
do
specialize in that.
That's
and
true.
Wonderful things when you consider Annie Sullivan
Yeah.
and what she was able to do for someone who thought that, this individual was deaf and dumb, but she had a myriad of intelligence.
Yes.
But she just needed the opportunity to unleash it.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think we get that opportunity from time to time in our life, that it comes and it's like, oh, and you have a whole new panorama in front of you,
That's right.
that you can then connect with people on some level, at least. Because
Well-
if these people, if they can't hear, they're left out. So they probably don't feel like they belong to anything, but they hang around with each other because that's the milk of human kindness. They're invited to hang around with people that can hear,
Right.
but we need to be respectful of people.
When you consider Helen Keller was here in the 20s and 30s, and we haven't learned a lot, but there are now schools for the deaf and are encouraging them to express themselves through theater or dance, which is a wonderful thing.
It is.
And I think that we need to look around and care for the others that have been disabled in some way.
Well, this conversation has inspired me also to go after, or approach, maybe is a better word, the woman that I was talking about that can't hear.
Right.
She doesn't have any hearing. I need to figure out how we can communicate, that I could make her feel comfortable somehow. I don't know how that's going to look or feel, but I need to make a start in there somewhere.
Well, the thing is you have inspired me. The name of this show is Inspire. And you said to me, I don't know why you're having me here, but I hope that you're able to use these God-given gifts that you have to help more and more people. And I mean that sincerely. I really do.
Thank you.
Thank you for spending this time. And Dee Ann, Deeann Lee. I love your name. Thank you for spending this time.
It's been a delight. Thank you for inviting me. Appreciate it.
Thank you.